So this is a little out of order. I should have displayed this at the beginning of the video, but the part one was my first segment ever where I've done voiceover for a dive video, and so I didn't really have a plan in place, and I just recorded the voiceover, uploaded it to YouTube, deleted both the original footage and the voiced over version. So that's just going to go in its own part, and instead I'm showing this in the middle of the dive. From here on out they're going to be at the front, but this is basically a overview of the dive recorded from my computer. So it takes a data point every 20 seconds. Things like depth, temperature, air, remaining air, basically anything you could care to, any piece of data you could care to know. And this is a graph of that. So you can see the axes here. Depth is on the y-axis, time is on the x-axis. And I've overlaid temperature in this particular graph, which I can also overlay pressure and surface air consumption, partial pressure. I think temperature is probably the most exciting thing for you viewers, so I think I'm going to stick with that. But anyway, you can see I was diving on air. Dive time is 49 minutes, 34 seconds. Got down to a max depth of 25.5 feet. And it recorded the max depth temperature as 84.2 degrees Fahrenheit. That is not necessarily the coldest temperature, that's the max depth temperature. So that's the temperature it recorded at 25.5 feet. And sadly, that's not an exact temperature. It doesn't do an instantaneous temperature reading. It's like if you have your thermometer in a freezer and then pull it out and put it on the counter, it takes some time to adjust to the surrounding ambient temperature. And that's exactly how the thermometer in the dive computer works. So if you just dip down into a cold pocket and don't give the thermometer time to adjust, you don't really know what the temperature was then, but we just go with it. It's the best you can do. So according to my computer, it looks like the coldest temperature here was about 78.5 degrees. That's pretty warm. Yeah, we didn't get very cold at this step. But anyway, into the thrilling video. All right. Picking up with part 2 of this night dive. There's going to be a weird cut in this video because I've already uploaded the part 1, which I explained as I was going over the dive profile. Not much to say here, not very exciting. Swam around in the dark and saw a bunch of rocks. There's some soot-covered rocks. Silt. I'm not sure what the right word for that would be. Easy to kick up. Maybe it only becomes silt when you kick it up. I'll have to think about that. That's my buddy on the left with his wimpy little light. Yeah, this is the first time I've taken the GoPro down for a night dive. It's only my second night dive. I didn't have the GoPro for the first night dive I did. And it does seem to kind of have some trouble with the, I don't know what that would be, white balancing maybe? The bright parts of my light are completely washed out like that, and the other parts are kind of dark. I'm supposed to have it set, readjustment. I'm supposed to have it set so it flips from 60 frames a second to 30 frames a second if the camera detects that things are too dark. That way with a lower frame rate you should get brighter frames because each frame gets more exposure to light gathering. But yeah, so I don't know if there's a way where I can even tell if it's flipping from 60 to 30 frames or what, but it's supposed to be doing that. Anyway, check out these rocks. More to come. Uh-oh, check it out. Here's a fish. We have a fish sighting. And pew! And he road-runnered his ass out of there. Like the sissy fish that he is. They can really move when they want to. Ooh, found me a log. Check out that log. It's long, soft, covered in silt. But it breaks up the monotony of the rocks, certainly. Oh, hey there, buddy. I'm gonna look at you upside down. They must be thinking, what the hell? It's supposed to be nighttime. What are these gigantic bright lights doing down here? Makes no sense. Doesn't even look like the sunshine. Found another fish. This one was a little more tolerant of our presence than the big one that road-runnered away earlier. Did some kind of camera adjustment. Yeah, you can see it's really washed out here. I think GoPro is having a little trouble with the white balancing. Oh, banged the camera on the rocks. And we're off like a herd of turtles. Found another one. He's taking it leisurely. And literally leaving a dust cloud where he used to be. And finally, this is the end of our night dive. You see that light flashing in the water, so something they do at night is hang a weight and a tank light into the water off the boat, so on your way back you can find the boat more easily. It's kind of a lighthouse beacon. See some other little fishies swimming around. And that concludes the night dive, this dive. Pick it up again tomorrow.